Hey, this is Ben with B4 Treasures, back in the car to talk to you today about Mercari, underused, great reselling platform that literally helped transform our lives at a key moment. And I want to talk to you about that today. First, I should explain why am I sitting in the car in all my videos. It's because we're sourcing. Right now, my husband Ed is out looking at Goodwill for some new product. While he's doing that, I'm making a video. And definitely we need to get him on these cameras, right? We need to get more footage of him soon. In the meantime, while Ed's shopping, let's talk about Mercari. The heart behind these videos is that we can learn with you. We're gonna share what our insights have been, what we've been learning in the reselling world or in the finding of treasures, antique, vintage home decor. If you wanna just follow along because you are interested in these same products, or like to hang out with us, we'd love that. So thank you for considering subscribing and liking this video. It really means a lot to us. Your input and following in this early stage of our time here on YouTube means the world. So we really do thank you for watching as we move forward here in this video. So this one is gonna be about Mercari. Let's take a look. So here you're gonna see that this is Mercari's home screen. This is our platform, our profile, where you're gonna see our logo, which we choose to use our images of us with the name B4 Treasure so that you can see we're real people. We want to have your back as you place an order with us and to create some trust. You can see that we have had 470 sales on Mercari. We've been on Mercari for a year and a half. And so that's about a sale a day on average. But it is member since 2021, which would be December. So very little in that month. But these are the badges you get when you work with Mercari. You can become a fast responder if you communicate within 24 hours regularly of people's questions. If you ship within 1 to 3 days, you're considered a quick shipper, and we're reliable. So that is something that we've earned, and make sure we get those badges. And we definitely recommend if you get an order on any platform, ship it out right away, because any kind of delay for that person that ordered it is going to create potentially more negative resentment. So if there is an issue, they might leave you a negative review or deal with it. But if they are surprised by how fast they get it because you ship it out the same day or next, you're only going to earn credit and favor in them when they receive their product because they've been thinking about it. And sometimes when you order and it comes a week later, a week and a half, you kind of forgot why you ordered it potentially, and it might be more open to returns or other issues. Now, so here's the thing with Mercari. There are no returns. As a seller, I really don't have to worry about a customer returning if they place the order. There is, if you notice, buyer protection right here. Receive your item as described or your money back for eligible orders. That's not exactly a return policy. It's saying if the item is not as described, you're protected as a buyer. When somebody buys your item and you ship it, you are going to receive a notification that it's delivered. And when it's delivered, they have up to 3 days to leave you a review, however they like. Once they leave you a review, the money will become yours. So if the buyer does not leave a review and it's 3 days after the shipping has arrived, it automatically becomes a 5-star positive review and your money is released as well. So it is really nice of how quickly everything is resolved, because once those 3 days have passed, even if the item is not as described, the buyer cannot do anything else with it because those 3 days have passed. So the buyers have up to 3 days to deal with anything they don't like. But as a seller, you're very protected if you have done everything right in your listing, and you don't have to worry about a return. There could be a negative review that they leave if you haven't done a good job doing your descriptions, or you provide any bad packing material or something. The other neat thing about Mercari is how easy it is to list products. There is nothing simpler out there than Mercari. You are going to come here to the screen. You can upload any images up to 12 from your phone. You can download the app or do it here on the computer. Put in a title, a description, and then you can have optional hashtags, which will, kind of thinking about like your social media size type of things. You can select what kind of clothing is it, and then you can select your subtitle. And so then you can look and see what brand is it. If you have the brand, great. Or you can say, not sure. Is it new to poor? What kind of condition is it in? You can select the size, and then it automatically, if you use common items, will know and determine what the weight should be. When it's items under 1 pound, it can be first class. And then it says, do you want to pay for that? Or do you want the buyer to pay for shipping? Or do you want to pay for the shipping, meaning free shipping? And it says how much you will pay. Very clear things. We're going to make the buyer pay. Just so you know, we have the buyers pay for all the shipping costs. There is a time And some products that maybe free shipping makes sense, but free shipping can really hurt you because it is so easy to have such high fees on the shipping side and it varies. Your shipping can vary per customer. So if I have free shipping, I'm going to pay either maybe $7 to get it to the next state or $20 to get it to across the country. So it's a very wide variety. It's hard to keep control. And so if your product is only worth $35 and it costs $20 to ship and free shipping, that's really hurtful. So definitely don't feel too bad about charging the buyer shipping there. So you have standard shipping, and then I will talk about these other options in here in a second and put the price in. But I love this so much. It tells you exactly what money you're going to make, free and clear. This is your cash after their fees, which their fees are, processing fee are 10%. That's so amazing. That's so low. That's such a great deal. So we love to see that. The shipping on Mercari here, let's imagine this is worth 2 pounds. Okay, the item is really heavy. So we're gonna go to 2 pounds and we're going to see what kind of things come up. When I put in 2 pounds, you can see how instantly the price jumps super high in Mercari. This is the downside of Mercari, is that the shipping is really, they have deals with the post office, UPS, but they're not great deals. This is really high for just a 2 pound product. Look at the difference with just the ground. That's a lot better. SurePost, which takes longer, is more expensive. That's really strange. But one of the things that we have found working really well with Mercari is their FedEx ground. For some reason, they must have a really good deal with FedEx because that shipping, if the product is 3 pounds or less, it will ship with FedEx ground for about $9 to $7. So we leave a lot of products at FedEx ground economy. Now, the thing is with ground up economy is, you notice there it says 5 to 14 days. That's because it ships the big part of the trip with FedEx and then does the last little bit with USPS. That's how the money is saved between the different companies. And so that is sometimes why it can take longer. But honestly, we have very consistently seen that take less than 5 days. FedEx home ground economy takes less than 5 days than it says, but you do have the risk of doing that. Here's another downside about Mercari is that you select that right now as I create the listing. When the product sells, I cannot change what was purchased. If I don't get that $9, it goes directly to the shipping label. And so if a buyer requests to upgrade the label and pay more, it is really complicated. You gotta get in contact with Mercari, which is another downside, is they only do chatting or emailing, no phone number, and get them to upgrade the label and things. It is possible, but not easy and not something you would want to do all the time. So anyway, I do recommend this. FedEx Global, and we haven't had anybody ask to upgrade in the times we've been on Mercari anyway. But I will notice this here, includes shipping protection. That is super interesting because it does protect you from breakage up to $100. And so we have had things break in Mercari, and we just email Mercari, and they have done such a great job at just giving us the money for the product right into our account. And then they work with the buyer or the post office or UPS and get their refund for themselves. But I have felt so protected from them as a seller and instantly getting our money, much better than eBay or working myself directly with the post office or UPS. That's been really difficult. We'll talk about that sometime when we try to get refunds from them. So those are some neat things about Mercari, is the shipping process on the listing and the shipping options there. Another nice thing here about Mercari is their smart features. With smart pricing, this is very interesting. This automatically is going to lower the price little by little as it gets less views. on the product, it'll lower the price and trigger it up higher on the list, or customers will see, ooh, it's dropped a little bit, and maybe be more willing to buy it. So if I have this product at $18, it's suggesting that I put the smart pricing at $15, and it'll lower $1 over a week or two, little by little, until the product sits finally at $15 and doesn't go below. But it lowers it with this algorithmic process of saying it's getting a bunch of views at 18 but nobody's bought it. Now it's getting less views, let's drop it to 17, and all those people that saw it before will get a notification saying it's lowered in price. And so I like it. I think it's a great idea. I think the automation is so nice there that I don't have to be thinking about lowering the price or sending offers like that. It just is doing that for me. So I like to leave that on. But the other option is smart offers. So you can have it automatically accept offers above a certain price, or reject offers below a price, or just in between. It lets you know it, and then you decide if you want to accept it or not. We don't use it because we like to see all the offers come in possible. You are not able to extend an offer if it's over 30% below anyway on Mercari. You can't lowball on Mercari. If you want to send an offer, you are forced to say, here's the lowest option you have. Mercari will stop you from doing that. But the nice thing is, when you accept an offer on Mercari, and we do accept about every offer on Mercari because it doesn't let you send super low ones, it charges the customer instantly. When we accept it, you'll see it process for 2 seconds, and then the order comes in. You can print the label and get it out right away. There's no delay. There's no secondary process that you have to wait for the buyer to pay. It's instant. Another element that is super interesting, especially if you're just getting started in reselling, is with Mercari, you have a local delivery. This is an incredible feature that we have used a few times. What it is, it basically partners with Uber or some other local service that you do not meet the customer, the buyer, but somebody will buy it locally if you turn this on, and then when they buy it, we get a notification saying, put this little information on the box or on the piece. You don't even have to put it in a box, but we like to put it in a box. And then an Uber driver has come to our door, picked up that piece, and then driven it to the customer, and they get it. It's $7.99, I think. Okay, right now looks like maybe the prices have gone up because they lost the deal. It was $7.99, now it's $15.99. Makes sense. If they lost that deal with Uber. But it is a very interesting option for some people that want their item the same or next day and not have to go through the mail service. So it isn't something that we generally have turned on, but it is a nice option to consider if you have large pieces of furniture or something extremely heavy that shipping is just out of the question. Try Mercari local delivery and see if you can find some people to connect with. So those are some of my thoughts about Mercari and how I think it's an incredible website that we use during a time when we first were reselling more than anything else. We were not on eBay yet. We were not on anywhere else because we just thought it was super confusing. eBay looked intimidating, and it is, and it's layered, and there's complications of policies. Mercari keeps it simple. The amount of people on Mercari at the time we launched was incredible. We were getting sales all the time, and we were so excited about the potential of using what we felt was like the secret platform that you couldn't hardly find any videos about or anything, but we have really loved it. We now cross-post from eBay to Mercari using Vindu, which we'll talk about later, but there's many different cross-posting things. But we do start on eBay, the more complicated place, and then we take those listings and list them on Mercari. And it does matter because every single month we probably are getting at least about $300-400 of sales. That's not enough to live on. So we are finding that you couldn't live and make a business on Mercari, but it does pick up some other items that just eBay isn't selling for a while, maybe. Like Mercari just has a different audience, and it actually probably has a younger audience as it's an app on your phone that's super easy to use. And eBay, again, it's a monster, very historical, very great, and we're so grateful for it because it gives us the business ability. But Mercari is a place that I recommend everyone get started with and cross-post to if you haven't already, because you do come across a different group of people. And you have the local delivery option, you have really streamlined listing processes, the automatic decreasing of pricing, some interesting things. We like it. So If you have any questions, please let me know below. I'm happy to talk to you about them in the comments. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. And as we go about our life and our businesses and engaging, let's always remember that we want to put people before treasures. Thanks so much for watching.